Warning: the following game is as violent as kids running around in the backyard doing bang bang you're dead, but it does lead to an M-rated series. Hello everyone, and welcome down memory lane. A few weeks ago in Los Angeles, something incredible happened.
Hello everyone. I'm back.
What you just witnessed, in my opinion, can be considered an epilogue to the Konami vs Kojima saga of these past few months. For those not in the know, Konami basically fired one of the biggest geniuses in video games to better concentrate on slot machines. Hideo Kojima was then fished out by Sony. Those who don't know who he is, well, I'll just skip ahead a bit in the series and say that if you like good stories in video games that are not JRPGs, you can thank this guy. Now, it's time for us to go back to simpler times in 1987, when everyone was learning how to make video games, in the fictitious high school of Shigeru High.
Good day, young students. I would like to congratulate you. You all did an excellent job on our quest for manly manhood. Space battles with Gradius, mythology with Castlevania. And you, Bob, with Contra, you did a particularly great work.
I'm really glad you like it, sir. I already have a sequel in mind, you know, and I thought about calling it Super C.
Very well, but just make sure some do not mistake it for a grocery store.
I don't get it, sir.
And you, Kojima, your little penguin game, it's all good, but I'm sure you can do better than that.
Hey, there are multiple endings, you know. And just a question, could I do my next game on the NES instead? I'm tired of the MSX. The color palette is boring and I just don't see that console having a future. Just like those who made it. Microsoft, was it?
I understand, Kojima, but you are on the MSX2 team, so it is your duty to make sure it has a future. Which is why I would like you to make a war game.
A war game? The console's gonna burn up as soon as there are more than two guys and a bullet on the screen.
So be it.
Hey, how about we make a game in which we don't get caught instead?
Heh, don't get caught. Hey, Penguin Boy, what's your game gonna be about? A 10-year-old boy who did something bad?
Oh no, it's stealth, spying, action. Think Kurt Russell in Escape from New York. If there can't be too many characters on screen, you could have to avoid getting spotted by guards or something. Spying can also bring things like the lies the governments keep telling us, information control, Cold War ideologies, child soldiers, torture ethics, and why not throw in soldiers fighting with bees and flamenco dancing vampire to the mix?
I know you have a lot of imagination and numerous ideas, Kojima, but we are on the MSX2, you know, and it has to come out on July 7th of 1987.
July 7th? Isn't it before last episode's game?
Let's move on.
Okay, so we are in South Africa. Outer Heaven, a mercenary base, threatens the world with a nuclear weapon. The special forces of Foxhound send in their best agent, Grey Fox, but he gets captured, his last transmission only saying Metal Gear. Then the commander decides,
And what is that commander's name?
Big Boss?
Yeesh, so that's what your imagination can do.
Anyway, Big Boss sends in his newest recruit, Solid Snake, to go and free him and to know more about that mysterious Metal Gear. And this is where we take control of Solid Snake. He is sent into the base without any equipment except for his cigarettes, because what better than smoking to not draw attention? He will need to find weapons into the base, and if he's caught, he can simply run a few screens away or kill all the guards around. Even without his weapons, Snake is still deadly with his interdimensional fists, and he can even destroy some walls barehanded. If he's wounded, he can eat some rations to put himself back on his feet. If he has one in hand and he dies, he will automatically eat one to survive, meaning he can walk on an electrified floor while stuffing his face and turn out to be just fine. Snake does need more than weapons to complete his mission though. After all, the guards should not know he's there even if they are practically blind and can only see right in front of them. He can find a cardboard box to hide in that must be absolutely huge when you think about it. There's a gas mask, infrared goggles, tons of card keys, among a lot of others. Of course, Snake cannot go anywhere he wants in the 3 buildings that makes the base, as most doors are locked at some varying levels. And as the mission progresses, these doors don't necessarily go higher and higher, as some doors in the first building can be level 6 or 7 doors, and some in the third building can be level 1 or 3. Snake is also quite a new recruit, as he can't even try his card keys while wearing a gas mask. Meaning that in poisonous rooms he's just there looking for his keys while he's slowly dying. Even though he is alone on this mission, Snake stays in radio contact with Big Boss, mostly to receive orders because Snake doesn't have a whole lot to say. Big Boss is not the only support Snake has, because while exploring the base, he can free some prisoners who will often give Snake some pointers and hints. By freeing them, Snake can also get to a higher rank, which upgrades his health and ammunition capacity. Just don't kill one though. But Metal Gear is not just running away and hiding from guards, because Snake does get quite an arsenal of weapons after all. He also has to fight some bosses to spice things up a little. Most of the time they're really easy to exploit and they are often really dumb, but they do bring a breath of fresh air. In case you don't know what to do with them, you can always radio contact Diane to know their weakness. But if the boss battles are easy, that's not what we can say about the whole game. There's that time when you free a prisoner who gives you a frequency to contact Double Agent Jennifer, who can give you weapons if you need them. You have to contact her right outside that room to open the other door to find a rocket launcher. If you forget to note that frequency, good luck to continue on with the game, because the prisoner is no longer there to give you the code anymore. Once she is contacted, the game does put her code right next to the others at least. You can also call her again to find another door later, so think of Jennifer as a bonus key. There's also that random door you have to punch to open. Yeah. But back to the mission. Snake frees Grey Fox quite early, and he tells him that Metal Gear is a giant bipedal robot who can launch nuclear weapon from anywhere on Earth. Snake must then find the creator of Metal Gear, Dr. Petrovich Madnar, to learn how to destroy it. After Snake frees his daughter Ellen, Dr. Madnar tells him to go get a piece of paper. After Snake gets to the third building, Big Boss starts acting really weird by sending Snake down the pit or by telling you to turn off the console. And it is then revealed that in fact, he is the mastermind behind Outer Heaven. Oh, must be telling yourself. It's cute, you know, Big Boss sends you down a pit to slow you down, or Big Boss tells you to turn the console off. It's cute, you know, it breaks the fourth wall. Let me tell you one thing. While I was editing the video you're currently watching, my main hard drive was corrupted. The Wii I used to record most of my gaming footage was corrupted. My PlayStation 2 I was going to use for next episodes. I'm sorry. Both of my PS2 suddenly needed a cleanup because they couldn't read a PS1 game. And a lot of things happened in my private life that turned turned for the worst. So let me make just one thing clear. Big Boss is not screwing around. He's serious about stopping you. In the end of a mission, consisting of a long series of backtracking through the base, Snake gets the 100th floor basement of Outer Heaven, where he destroys Metal Gear and kick Big Boss's butt with missiles. He smokes a cigarette to get more time to escape, even though it's bad for your health. What are you trying to tell me, Kojima? He runs away from the exploding base, his mission ending with a deer ranking. As a game of its time, Metal Gear is just awesome! It reminded me of other adventure and exploration games like the first Zelda or Metroid, but it guides you a little bit more, even though it still requires a lot of backtracking everywhere in the base and into the desert. Mr. Kojima said that one of his biggest influences was Yuji Horii, creator of Dragon Quest and the JRPG in general. And it shows because for a game of that time, there's a lot of text. He even goes a step further with a final plot twist that you can feel coming as you're playing the game, and not just through reading some dialogue. Before that, the biggest plot twist you had was pretty much the big bad summons the god of evil before dying. Woo! If you're a fan of the series though, we're really far away from the really complex and convoluted stories that the Metal Gear series is known for. I mean, we all remember characters like Schneider, Machine Gun Kid, and Shotmaker. It is a fine little game, but it is the least good in the series in my opinion, even though it was quite advanced for its time. If you want to check it out, the original version of Metal Gear is included with what I consider to be the very best game in the series, Metal Gear Solid 3 in its Subsistence version. It's also in the HD version on the PlayStation 3, Xbox 360 and PlayStation Vita. But overall, I suggest Metal Gear for those who are already fans of the series and are curious to see how it all began, or those who like old school gaming in general. For those who are curious and would like to see what this series is about, I suggest starting with Metal Gear Solid 1 or 3. I would like to ask the series fans out there, what was the first game in the series you ever played? See you next time!
So, apparently, the NES is selling like crazy in North America. Bob, could I ask you to make an NES version of Metal Gear?
No problem, sir.
Hey, that's not fair. I always wanted to work on the NES.
Look, it's time you learn your place on the MSX, Hideo. When you can't program, you shut up and sit down, alright?
You will never understand my art.
Your Metal Gear will be a giant computer.
You wait.
Now, let's all calm down. Kojima, Bob, and all of you. You all do great video games. But you know, the important thing is not the art. It is not the programming proficiency, graphics, nor is it even passion. The important thing was seen by the power seers, and I always knew I was right. No matter what game we do here at Konami, in the future, soccer and pachinko will rule the world. That is all for today. See you next class.